And away they go. Both of them have got their Razor Shield manips. Space Croquette doing a lot of circling, trying to get everything he can in his path. And he's doing a good job at it. Unfortunately, a couple of late spawn outs, though, is going to stall him a little bit. 40-watt range out at 39. Space Croquette's going to be out at 42. Both of the runners looking for first drop orbs. Invulnerability for 40-watt range. Space Croquette gets a Razor Shield and a nuke. 40-watt range gets a spreader and a Razor Shield. Rockets for Space Croquette. Space Croquette doing a good job taking care of what he needs to. When he sees people coming, unfortunately, he picks up grenades. He's going to try to eliminate those as fast as he can, but he's going to continue to pick stuff up like that so that can happen, and is able to get the orb. It's going to help him out later on, even though he's going to lose a little bit of time to 40-watt range in this room. 40-watt gets an orb, but is immediately picked off. But he does get another orb right where he needs it. And for 40-watt, losing an orb in this room, not that bad. If you get another one, Space Croquette does lose his orb. Now he's got to try and hope for another one. He's getting a dude. He got grenades prior. He's got feet. Now he's got to worry about killing these shrapnels, otherwise he might lose time. Meanwhile, 40-watt range is all the way into Total Carnage, doing his thing and doing it well. Space Croquette looking for anything to help right now. He has gotten invulnerability. He's got his Razor Shield so he can be able to control the center. Hoping for that to happen. Got his orb back. Now he's got spreaders. Just control the room. That's all he needs to do. Able to get the rockets. He was afraid that maybe it was too low. He wouldn't be able to get them. Now he's doing a good job avoiding the shrapnel, avoiding the grenades. Is he going to take this nuke to help clear the center? Yep. He's going to get his center back. 40-watt range into the bonus room at 302. Space Croquette trying to clean up Total Carnage. He's going to be behind, and he's going to be able to get in the room just as 40-watt leaves the room. And invulnerability for 40-watt range, he's going to use it to take out one of the gunners. Nuke cleans up the room and able to take out the other gunner. Just some good play right there by 40-watt range. Space Croquette having to stick in the bonus room, doing all he can. Hoping for a big drop. Rockets to start. Razor Shield maybe. He's got his rockets, but he loses the orb in the process. He's going to get it back if he can get down to get it. And he's got it. Now he's got to hold on to it and try to get everything to line up. Meanwhile, 40-watt range is out with a 415 going into Mutoid. Unfortunately for Space Croquette, he sees rockets, but he got trapped in the lower right-hand corner, so he's not able to get those. Can he get this spreader to help out? And he is going to be able to do just that. And 40-watt range with the first ball buster of the day. And gets run over for his efforts. Unfortunately, Space Croquette does lose his orb. But he's just trying to make do of what he can. He sees an orb. He's got it back. Loses it again, unfortunately, at the end of the room. He is going to be out of Total Carnage at a 502. And 40-watt range picks up a spreader, but unfortunately immediately gets run over before he could do any sort of damage whatsoever. And 40 Watt, unfortunately, the next drop was the invulnerability. The game knows. Oh, Space Croquette gets it. He gets the spreader and is able to do. Oh, he has caught up. Space Croquette has caught up. Now it's a matter of doing damage. It does look like 40 Watt was able to catch up more. He has taken a 2-form advantage. Space Croquette now just getting drops that he needs, trying to catch up. He has now exploded the chest. He is now hoping for better drops. 40 Watt now has lobbers. Oh, and he gets hit by a shrapnel, but this could be good. Can he pick up this spreader? He's got it. Space Croquette did have spreaders, but unfortunately his shield ran out. And unlike 40 Watt, he is going to have to take a continue. And 40 Watt just hoping for anything. There's a spreader for 40 Watt. He is going to try to finish off Mutoid. Space Croquette gets run over. And with the lobber train happening, he is going to be able to finish this out in a Mutoid he would most like to forget. 40 Watt is out at 7 flat. Given the thumbs down for that Mutoid fight, but it's going to be fine for him. He is going to win round 1. Space Croquette, on the other hand, putting on a valiant showing. With just some bad luck happening, and gets picked off by a shrapnel. He's got a foot. Unfortunately, nothing else happening right now. There's the grenade. That pops ahead. He's going to be out at around 751. That's what it seems. Aquas is going to take game 1. My mistake there on the end, 752. That's what Space Croquette's going to get out with. And there the runners go for game number 2. Just want to let everybody know we will have one more race after this one. It's going to be Johnny Link versus Coolio, going to be the third and final run of the afternoon. And the cleanup has happened. It is going to be a 38 exit for 40 watt range. Space Croquette out at a 42. And here's hoping for first drop orbs for 40 watt. He does get the first drop orb. Had to wait a little bit in order to get it because there was a whole bunch of grunts in the way of it. Space Croquette does get a razor shield, hoping for that first drop orb, maybe some rockets. A foot's going to help. He's going to just plow through all of the grunts. Grunts, Invincible Shield. There's the orb he was looking for. Now he can start to catch up. By the way, 40 out was out at a 119. And Space Croquette out at a 129. But both have orbs. 40 watt trying to make the rockets work. Now he can. Just lining up the shrapnels to pick them off easily. Unfortunately, Space Croquette cannot get out of the way. He loses a life, loses his orb. Now he's got to hope to get it back. And unfortunately for him, now he's got to get rid of everything in this room just to make sure he doesn't lose time. He takes a grenade. He takes a nuke, hoping that was the end. It was not. Maybe just to take a breather. So that's more time he's going to lose, unfortunately. And he's going to be out at a 220. He's hoping for an orb. He's hoping for drops. Maybe he can get a PB out of this. Otherwise, he might be down 2-0. He's going to get a razor shield out of it, which is going. Unfortunately, runs into the shrapnel, which is going to melt that razor shield down fast. 40 watt gets a spreader, and now 40 watt gets a razor shield almost at the tail end of his run in this room. So it's mainly just an insurance measure. He's going to be out of 254. Unfortunately for Space Croquette, he does pick up the razor shield where a shrapnel was there, and he gets clubbed by one of the grunts. So now it's a matter of just continuing to play catch-up. He does get an orb. He's got to try to keep it and maybe salvage something going into the bonus room and into tank trouble. 40 watts into tank trouble right now. He's going to get a razor shield to start, which is going to help out. Doesn't have to worry too much about the grunts. Now he's got a rocket, and now he's going to try to ride these rockets all the way to the promised land of a win in Game 2. Space Croquette out at a 343. Unfortunately, Space Croquette, that's a little bit of inexperience. It's a little bit of bad luck happening there. Things that you hoped wouldn't spawn out did spawn out at the worst possible time. And 40WattRange is going into Mutoid Man at a 407. Space Croquette enters tank trouble at around a 408. Space Croquette unfortunately loses the orb trying to go after the gunners. Meanwhile, 40WattRange working on rockets, trying to go for a ball buster and misses barely. And if you see that play from 40 watt, he saw a drop there, but he kept out of the better drop, which was the lobber. Picking up rockets here, he's going to get run over by Mutoid. Space Croquette does get his orb. 40 watt, unfortunately, not able to pick up the lobbers. He was too far out. Vulnerability for 40 watt. Razor shield for Space Croquette, still in tank trouble, but he is going to be out of tank trouble at a 518. Even though it's a 2-form disadvantage going in, he's one good spreader could get him back into this. Unfortunately for Space Croquette, a flex by Mutoid, he was not able to get the ball buster, but he has got some good shots lined up with. Oh, but he unfortunately runs into the mine, doesn't have a weapon, and Mutoid's on it, whatever it is, but there's an invulnerability that's just delaying an orb drop or anything. Unfortunately, Mutoid is on the item and gets rid of it. And there is a good placement for a spreader. It's just a matter of, can he take advantage of it? He is going to take somewhat of an advantage of it. He is going to have to burn and continue, though. He's just hoping for something good to come out of it, and a foot's not it. And grenades, that's not going to do it. 40WattRange is able to pull out, oddly enough, at a worse time than he won the last race with. A 7:01. 40-watt, all he could do is laugh. I mean, I've seen 40-watt run this game for a long time. I don't think I've ever seen a stretch this bad for 40-watt. Even he is shaking his head that if he were racing, I think if he were racing almost any other runner right now, he might be down 2-0. But Space Croquette is wrapping things up with Mutoid. He is doing a good job at it. And that's going to do it. Space Croquette's going to get out at an 8. It looks like an 8:08. $8:09, my apologies. 8:09. GG's for Space Croquette. He is showing some good improvement. 40-watt is up 2-0, though. Can Space Croquette make a good comeback, win Game 3, force Game 4? Only time will tell. As the runners are readying up, this is Game 3. Good luck. And Game 3 has begun for 40-watt and Space Croquette. Both runners taking control of the center, getting rid of everything they need to take care of. Ooh, almost got dicey there for Space Croquette. 40-watt's going to get out at 39. Space Croquette out at 41. This is going to get very close, folks. Now, Space Croquette has just picked up a grenade. He also picked up a foot. He is chasing an orb. Picks up a vulnerability, which is going to help. Going to pick up spreaders. I understand the strategy of picking up every single drop because that will happen. You'll able to get your orb. You'll sacrifice a little bit of time, but being able to get that orb will help you later on in your run. But that is pending if your opponent does not get it. And 40-watt takes a death, which is unlike 40-watt. But with the orb, vulnerability, and now rockets, Space Croquette is going to try to do his best to try to catch up. Unfortunately, his orb gets picked off. Space Croquette is going to take a nuke. It's going to cost him a little bit of time, but he's going to get the orb right back. I think the advantage for Space Croquette is if he can actually hold on to this orb, he'll be fine. 40-watt range finally picks up an orb in Total Carnage. And now for both runners, it's a matter of holding on to it, holding on to the center, doing everything he can. And did you see the luck on Space Croquette? That grunt almost had that orb dead to rights, but then the Razor Shield popped in just the right place. He was able to hold on to it. That is some fantastic luck there by Space Croquette. Four-out range is going to get out at a 305. Meanwhile, Space Croquette is running into some good weapons. He's able to keep everything that he can. And he's going to try to get out of here as soon as he can. He's got to clear up this last bit of grunts. And he is going to be out at a 328. 40 watts going to leave at a 330. And spreaders for 40 watt. He's going to try to take care of one of the gunners. And now he's got to do some dancing. And unfortunately, the dance was deadly. He's going to lose his orb. He's going to lose some time. He's going to take out that other gunner. And now he's got to get weapons. Unfortunately for Space Croquette, was not able to get the rockets. So he's going to hide in the corner and just play defense. 40 watts going to be out at 421. And Space Croquette loses his orb, loses his life. 40 watt just looking for some good drops, and he is going to get the ball buster. 40 watt has been really good at getting the ball busters. And now he's able to do what he can do against the Mutoid. He wants to try to get this done over and done with ASAP. Now he's got to manual the spreader, and he's getting some of it, not a lot of it. So he's going to go behind the neck. He's going to have a 3-form lead. Space Croquette gets into Mutoid at around 510. So 40 watt just going to pour on the damage. Just try to get as much as he can done. Head pops off, second to last form. Hoping for another spreader to just wrap this up. But he's getting lobbers, he's getting weapons. If Mutoid doesn't cover them up. Final form for 40 watt. He's looking for weapons. He's taking it up just to try to get a weapon. He's got some rockets. He's going to try to ride these rockets all the way to the end. And there's the head pop off. Sick. And 40 watts going to complete the sweep at a time much more known to 40 watt range with a 616. 3-0, and your winner of this match is going to be 40 watt range. He is going to move on to the next round. Space Croquette played admirably, but unfortunately could not pull it out. He's going to go down to the consolation bracket, and with the runs that he's been putting in, he could do some damage. Like, look at that. That's some good manual damage going on. Some good manual damage. And look at that. Near the end of his run, Unfortunately, not able to get a lot of transfer damage, but just some good placement all around. Unfortunately, he's going to take a death there. He's going to try to finish it out with a flurry. With some spreaders, some lobbers, some more lobbers. And there it goes. He's going to get out at a 740. And 40-watt range will win this with the sweep 3-0. But Space Croquette, thanks for the wave. Out at a 740.